Devonte Adams is gone, and the Jets have granted permission for Alan Lazard to seek a trade. Well, yeah. We've got a lot to talk about. Boy Green Daily starts right now.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
There's always something going on with the New York Jets. That I can guarantee. Hey, everybody, I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. And before we get this party started, I see that we have a Boy Green Coffee Club membership being gifted before the show even started. We see you, mother effing toot, 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 baby. Toot, toot. Beautiful. And that went to Ref Fan. Hey, refs need more fans. I'm all about it. I am a big advocate for that. And let's flip our leaderboard here. Here's the current Boy Green raffle leaderboard. For Lily and Big T in first place with 23 gifted raffle tickets so far this month. Jimmy Jets in second place with 20. The Big Fella and number one Austrian Jet fan tied at 6. Jake Asman and Travis Preheim as well. I didn't put that in there, but they both have 5 raffle tickets so far this month. So shout out to Jake and Travis. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support on the channel. You're rounding out there our wonderful top 5 banner now updated. Thank you, MFC, for that. And by the way, real quick, here's the things you guys are competing for this month. This is our big raffle prize. Throw it up on the big board. We got a New York Jets patched out pullover hoodie, a Super Bowl prize pack including multiple unique items from past Super Bowls, and a custom laser engraving Jets Boy Green gift package. All that's available for one lucky person that bought at least one raffle ticket. It'll be done at random, and that gift package will be given away on April 1st. So raffle tickets throughout the entire month of March are eligible, baby, just like you, MFC. All right, let's get right into it here. And, the Jets cut Devonte Adams yesterday, and that's not incredibly surprising. It's sort of sad, that we went all in. It's really just the deconstruction, rather, of it's really the deconstruction of the Aaron Rodgers project. The Jets are undoing all in which they did to try to swing for the fences and win a Super Bowl. And obviously, the Jets did. Spoiler alert. So Devontae's gone. The move creates $29.9 million in cap space. Think about this. The 29.9 by cutting Devonte Adams, the Jets more than doubled their current cap space. So they've got some money to burn coming up in free agency, which, by the way, the legal tampering period is just 5 days away. And free agency is a week from today, folks. Week from today. New league year kicks off at 4 o'clock on March 12th. So things are about to get spicy, which means we'll continue to do all these shows on free agency rumors and the players the Jets apparently are looking at and circling and things of that nature, which will be fascinating, and we'll continue to do that. So Devonte Adams is gone. He had a nice little run with the Jets. Hey, when those Devonte Adams jerseys go for $5 in the Jet shop, I might pick one up just for history to say. When I wear that Devonte Adams jersey randomly outside my house, someone's like, wait, Devonte played for the Jets? I'm like, yeah, they traded for him. He played for 11 games that one season. Oh, okay. So to get that conversation, I will probably buy that for $5 or whatever the dirt cheap price is for that future Devonte Adams jersey. I'll probably, as the kids say, cap one of those. I'll probably cap one of those. We'll see. So Devontae's out. Like I said, I remember some of the cool memories. The Houston Texans game-winning touchdown was like on 4th down. Aaron Rodgers just launches it right into Adams' arms. The 200 yards against the Jaguars, like in the final 5 minutes, was pretty cool. So he had some cool moments. But I think it's important to note all the bad moments. So for the people that may be like, oh, man, Devontae's gone, think about all the miscommunications over there between Rodgers and Devonte. How many dirted balls did we have? Like at spring training and baseball, just baseball just skipping across the pond, and Devonte and Aaron both looking at each other like, what? Huh? Ooh, what? Huh? Like, come on, man. There were some awkward moments, and I think the most important of which, we're all G-Dub fans here on the stream. We're all Garrett Wilson fans. Davante Adams got more targets than Garrett Wilson when he was on the team, and it was even more stark in the red zone. I believe Rich Cimini had the numbers. Davante Adams was targeted 21 times in the red zone to Garrett Wilson's 11. Davante Adams got some of the ballpark of 113 targets to Garrett Wilson's 87 while they were both on the team together. So Davante was getting fed a little too much. G-Dub is our number one wide receiver, and that is clear as hell right now because Davante's gone. And again, according to Adam Schefter, the Jets have opened trade talks for Alan Lazard, $44 million starter. I think we could close those trade talks. They're open, and now I think we could close them. Who is trading for Alan Lazard? Unless James Woody suddenly buys an NFL football team, I don't think that's happening, man. So the Jets are probably going to cut him, create a little bit more cap space, pile that on as well. The Jets are doing an exorcism. They've hired a priest to come in here to One Jets Drive and sprinkle holy water everywhere. The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. And getting rid of all the Aaron Rodgers action that's been here with the New York Jets. That's what's happening. So Davante's cut, and Alan Lazard is soon to follow. There is no one trading for Alan Lazard. Maybe I'll be surprised. Maybe Darren Muji will cook something up here, but that seems unlikely. Which obviously puts an onus on the Jets because if you get rid of Lazard, right, Adams is already gone. Rodgers is going to be gone officially in a week. Once you get rid of Lazard, your top three receivers on the roster, folks, are Garrett Wilson. I like that guy. That guy's pretty good. Xavier Gibson. Ooh, he's on the roster? Okay. And Malachi Corley, who, to be honest, who the hell is this guy? We don't even know. Is he going to be good? Was he talented and the Jets coaching staff just sucked and didn't know how to use him? No, it's very possible. Is Malachi Corley just not good? And the Jets drafted him and then realized immediately, geez, this guy stinks. Might be very well possible. So I don't know. We'll see. This new regime has zero ties to one Malachi Corley. I hope that Tanner Engstrand comes in and goes, oh, booyah. That's how you use this guy. I hope, but we've seen a lot of bust over the years. So we'll see what happens there. Yeah, hit the like button, as Terrence Hill says. Damn straight, baby. We're also giving away a free piece autographed New York Jets memorabilia once we reach 7,500 subscribers to a random subscriber. So all you have to do is subscribe to the channel. Yeah, baby. Yours says we got to get all the trash out of here. Lazard next. Good Lord. I think Davante still got some chutzpah. I think he still has some gas left in the tank. And we'll see if does he just follow Aaron Rodgers? Does he go to one of those West Coast teams? Does he replace Cooper Kupp on the Rams and catch some balls from Matthew Stafford? Does he go over to the 49ers? They may trade Brandon Ayuk. Does he just jump over to San Francisco and pair up with Ricky Pearsall and everybody over there? That's possible. Sure. Does he go back to the Raiders? That would be weird. I don't really see that happening based on how that worked out. But you never know in this business. Never know. Alan says it, yeah, for those who forgot. So the Jets, Davante was in New Jersey while Week 6 was being played. That was when we had the Jets and the Buffalo Bills fighting for supremacy in the AFCs. First place on the line. Greg Zuerlein missed 2 kicks in that game. We lose by 3. Thanks, Greg. For a moment, we could have been in first place over the Buffalo Bills. That would have been so cool, but it didn't happen. It was also Jeff Ulbricht's first game as coach because Robert Saleh got fired after the London trip. What a journey that last season was. So many things happened. And then the Jets at 2-4, it was complete desperation. Absolutely, Alan. They traded for Devonte Adams, and which was exciting at the time, but basically the Jets lit a third-round pick on fire for 11 games. For some stat breaking, right? Aaron Rodgers gets touchdown 500, and they put up some numbers together. Like Rich Eisen says this a lot when referencing Davante and Aaron Rodgers, that the Jets served as a sort of fantasy camp for them to play out their dreams of playing together while the rest of us are all looking at them like, aren't we trying to win games over here? What's happening over here? So there's kind of this weird love fest happening there. So, yeah, it was absolute desperation. There's no question about it. No question about it. And for folks who also don't know, because the Jets are cutting Davante Adams, there's no comp pick formula when you cut players. Zero. So even if Davante went on to sign some crazy deal, he probably won't sign something crazy, but we'll see, I guess. No comp pick. He could sign tomorrow. I mean, today, rather. He got cut yesterday. He could sign right now with the team if he wanted to. But there's no comp pick for players that are cut. Their comp pick formula, if you have a player naturally and organically reach free agency, like DJ Reed, sure. Jamie and Sherwood, absolutely. Like those are comp pick formula possible guys. Of course, that'll be compared to the money you spend purchasing. But yeah, so no comp pick, by the way, for that. Nick So Tatted says a week out from free agency, Jets need to keep creating cap space. Yeah, they're in a pretty healthy place right now. They're going to be somewhere in the ballpark of 50 mil right now, and I think there's more moves to be made. So they're in the 50 plus million ballpark. They got some moves to make. Yeah, for sure. Ah, funny. Yeah, Danny in real life. Jets can afford Reddick now. Yeah. Funny guy. Yeah. I'll see. I don't think Hassan Reddick's getting crazy money out there in the universe, though. That would surprise me. Mahar Khalil, good morning, Boy Green Coffee Club as well. Schnitzel, good morning, Phil, Coffee Club. Okay. Good to see you guys. Very nice. Welcome to the show. Taylor Sterling, Adams is a better player than G5 right now. I don't know about that. Devonte is really good. Yeah, I guess we'll see. Devonte is what, 32? What's Devonte? Let me look up the age on Devonte real quick. What we got Devonte at? Yeah, he's 32. He turns 33 this year. Maybe he is right now at this moment. But if I'm taking the next 5 years, which is the promise of future land, I think Garrett Wilson has a chance to be really awesome. So I'm on the Garrett Wilson train. Yeah. R&R says, thanks for pointing out the pros and cons. People seem to be leaving out the bad side. Yeah, Devonte Adams had a bunch of drops. I don't have his stats in front of me of, drop rate and stuff like that. But he had a lot of drops on throws. Again, he made a lot of spectacular throws. I'm not trying to just trash the man. But there was good and bad with Devonte. The bad was he got force-fed the ball, which took away from our receiver and made our receiver, reportedly, Kenny and Rapport, that if Aaron Rodgers, Devonte, and the whole crew came back, he'd consider requesting a trade. Good Lord. Whose Cheerios were pissed in? But the Jets are like, if you're going to have an ultimatum, do I pick the Aaron Rodgers circus crew of coming back, which, again, has fun moments, of course, or are we riding with our young superstar wide receiver? Yeah, I'm going to pick the young superstar wide receiver. Yeah, sure am. And maybe that'll lead to more pain early on. We'll find out. Mahar Khalil, what's everyone's thoughts on Brady Cook from Missouri? Yeah, he was at the combine. Nice quarterback, threw around the pigskin a little bit. You got to look more into him, to be honest with you. And it was sort of what Mike Mayock said on the Rich Eisen show this week, that after you watch the combine, or go through the combine, rather, as a analyst, and if players pop, you go, oh, shoot, I got to go watch more tape on this guy. So that's how I sort of feel when there are players that I'm unfamiliar with, and we see them at there's 300-plus players at the combine. I go, ooh, we need to go back and see, did we miss something here? Like Tyler Shuck. I think it's Shuck. It's like Shuck. I don't know. I mess it up every time. I hear it a million times. But anyway, like the Louisville kid, Mike Mayock said he's going to go back to the tape on the kid. Older guy, a lot of injuries, only one full year of college starting when you take out all the injuries. So like an incomplete resume. So, yeah, Brady Cook looks interesting, though. I didn't know much about him, so I got to dive in. Alan Moore Blunt said Cook is one of the many quarterbacks of this draft who will shuttle between QB3 and practice squad. Ouch. Oh, well. Oh, Terrence Hill has a different perception on the top 3 receivers on the Jets roster. Garrett Wilson, and Garrett Wilson. I'm sure Garrett Wilson's very happy about that, Terrence Hill. I bet he is. That's for sure. And James Fowl says, an emoji we trust. That's what you have to do when you have a new regime coming in. Blind faith, or you can just have open criticism, I guess, and wait to be proven the other way. Phil said the league just laughed loudly when the Jets said they would trade Lazard. When I saw that tweet, I was on the radio, I believe. Thankfully, it was a commercial break. I just burst out laughing. When I read the Adam Schefter ba-ding, notification on the phone, I'm like, oh, what's Adam have to say? The Jets have opened trade talks for Alan Lazard. I laughed from my belly. I went, what the flying hoot? Who would trade for Alan Lazard? And the answer is no one, folks. The answer is no one. Again, maybe we'll be surprised, but no one. So think about the Alan Lazard resume, right? This is a guy who last season was catching a lot of touchdowns, caught the Hail Mary ball, was catching a couple of tutties, and you're like, oh, yeah, Al Lazard. But then you think about the year before, Aaron Rodgers gets hurt 4 snaps in, which sucks for all of us. We'll never know what would have happened. Who knows? But then Alan Lazard throws basically like a tantrum and like says, I don't play as well without Aaron Rodgers. Well, Aaron Rodgers isn't going to be in the NFL forever, Alan. Are you going to run a career outside of Aaron Rodgers? Did the quarterback situation, was it less ideal without Aaron Rodgers in 2023? Of course it was. But you're just going to throw a tantrum and whine about it and become such a malcontent that the Jets made Al Lazard a healthy scratch multiple times at the end of that season. And Saleh coming up to the podium basically said, man, can't wait to get out of this contract in a year and a half. I mean, we can't wait for him to be here for a long time. That was oof. So beyond the fact that Lazard isn't great at football, the other thing is that the attitude is piss poor. So if I'm a team, I'm not sure if I'm running to grab that guy. I'm sure he's going to find an NFL team. I'm sure someone's going to give a roundhouse kick on that. But Al Lazard might have to get humbled a little bit, which is crazy because he comes in as this undrafted free agent. He has the story of a guy that earned his way through the ranks. Then he gets a $44 million. He's like, I made it. And then, nope, you didn't. And then, whoop, back to the bottom. Changes that quick, folks. Changes that gosh darn quick. June the GM says Adams lacked class by talking about other teams while still being on our team classless. The part I'd push back on this, June, is it would be one thing if Devonte had his own podcast and he was coming on and saying, man, top 5 best fits for me, and starts going through the teams. He does media opportunities with Kay Adams, okay, and she asks him questions and he answers them. So I don't really, I don't talk about that in a classless kind of way. Again, he's just answering questions. I think that's also important to note when we get into the season and we see a quote, we're like, why is he talking about that? Well, did the media ask him the question? Oh, yes, they did. Let's factor that into the evaluation process. Because we like to slam players for saying stupid stuff, but then, well, what was the question? Full context, I think, is very important. So, no, I don't blame Devonte for having all these other team conversations when he's on the Kay Adams show. I guess he could say, I don't know, I'm under contract with the Jets over and over again. I guess he could. But he seems like he has a good relationship with Kay, and they have open conversations. Yeah. Alan says, I kind of have a feeling we might dump a Cyclone and draft another effing Cyclone. That could be possible. The Jets do have an affinity for Iowa State products. Yeah. Wouldn't that be crazy? Alan says, keep reading. Adams might go full circle and back up in Lambeau. That'd be interesting. Antonio Alexio, no comp pick for Becton. So here's how it works in the little peanut brain way I can explain it. Comp picks are based on the free agents you lose versus the free agents you gain. And also part of that formula is how much did they sign for? Becton signed for a 1-year, no-nothing deal with the Eagles. So, unfortunately, no comp pick required. If Becton would have signed like a 4-year, $40 million deal, whoa, maybe the Eagles would benefit. If they don't bring Becton back and he signed somewhere crazy, somewhere else, they could get a comp pick. So, yeah, no comp pick for Mackay, I'm afraid. June says he gives no shits where Aaron Rodgers, Adams, or anyone else goes once they leave the Jets. Fair enough. Touche. Jay Lepstetter says, are we really built for this shit? I'm getting Jets fatigue already? This new regime just started like 2 months ago. Not even. Yeah, we'll see if we're built for this, blank or not. To me, this is a results-oriented business, Jay. The wins will change. The people that are on the fence about Aaron Glenn, what's the way to get them on your side? Win. And he says everywhere he goes, he wins. Aaron Glenn has talked the talk. He says, Saints, I won. Lions, I won. The Jets back in the day, turning that around, I won. Everywhere I go, I win. And I plan on doing that here. That's a paraphrasing of Aaron Glenn. Well, let's see it, big boy. And I think that's how some people will be. I believe, but, some people need to see the results. Sean O'Connell on our Heavy on Jets Facebook page. We've got 400 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. Appreciate you. Sean says, I still think the Jets should trade, with Michael Mayer from the Raiders. He's only 23. Again, I love Michael Mayer a lot. Former Notre Dame Golden Domer. Second-round draft choice of the Raiders. The Jets in that 2023 draft were very interested in Mayer. Apparently, we're even considering him as a potential first-round draft choice at 15th overall, according to the Jets documentary. Rich Cimini confirmed that. He's a talented kid. Now, he went through some sort of personal baggage last year where he missed 4, 5, 6 games, so I don't really know what's going on there. And obviously, he was buried after they being the Raiders, drafted one Brock Bowers. Yeah, Michael Mayer, and he has no nothing stats through his first 2 years. He has 48, this is his total numbers, 48 catches, 460 receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns. So he's done absolutely nothing in the league. He's got 2 years of cheap rookie control left on his deal. He'll probably be had for a late-round pick, maybe a 6th or 7th, because of his lack of production, the fact that the Raiders are openly willing to move on, new regimes taking over. So, yeah, you can have Michael Mayer for a song, and I would take a roundhouse kick. That wouldn't be my only move at tight end, but if I'm the Jets, that's a worthy risk. That's a worthy kick of the tires in my mind. Yeah. Taylor Sterling says, don't get me wrong, keep G5. He has a bright future. But if you're trying to win games last year, Devonte was the best target. I disagree on that. I think Devonte obviously is very talented. Of course. He's a really good receiver. But look at Garrett Wilson last year. Look at the double one-handed catches he had in Houston. Garrett Wilson is ready to be the straw that stirs the drink on an offense. So, no, I don't think if you're trying to win games, Devonte is your best target. I push back on that aggressively. I think Devonte is really good, but Garrett's really good. Look at those one-handed catches, man. And when you feed him the ball, good things happen. So I think he was ready for the spotlight last year. And quite frankly, I think he's ready for the spotlight this year. Now, I just mentioned a couple of minutes ago that you look at the top 3 Jets wide receiver rooms, Xavier Gibson, Malachi Corley, and Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson's going to need some more help. But now it's finding what the Jets should try to do is find the Robin to Garrett Wilson's Batman. We don't need a Batman to his Batman. And I was dumb. That's what I thought. I thought Devonte would be great. We'd have 2 Batmen. But it caused problems. So let's get a Robin to his Batman, where Garrett Wilson's clearly number 1, but another guy can draw some attention away, whoever that is. There's free agency options. There's draft options. Again, I'm a big Darius Slayton guy. I don't know if he's a number 2, but I'm a big Darius Slayton guy coming from the Giants. He clearly is not the number 1 guy. He's not challenging Garrett Wilson in that way. He's a deep ball guy. He's consistent, a nice floor. I don't know what the ceiling is for Darius, but a nice floor. Darius Slayton's a guy I like a lot. Yeah. So he's a guy I'd look at, but there's a lot of options to consider. Jay Lepstetter here says, what's going on in Pittsburgh with Justin Fields, Russell Wilson signings? It sounds like the Steelers want one of them back. They're leaning towards Justin Fields, but obviously free agency is in a week, and the legal tampering period is in 5 days. So if neither of those guys are signed, the Jets can talk to both of them in 5 days for the legal tampering and see if they can work on something. So, yeah, that's the latest. And if they get signed, obviously they're off the market and unavailable. But, yeah. Allen said, I'm still beyond pissed that this moronic organization had a true asset in DJ Reed and didn't trade his ass. GM practice for a guy who was already checked out. Again, the deal I continue to look at, and Allen, you're right, is Washington. Washington was desperately looking for a corner. And they called the Jets, apparently, according to Diana Orsini, and the Jets told them to pound sand. And they called about DJ Reed wanting a corner. Jets said, yeah, we're good, thanks. And then they go, okay, we'll call the New Orleans Saints. And they traded for Marshawn Lattimore and got a bunch of picks. And I'm like, damn, man, we could have retooled the chest there. And we'll see. That might be a comp pick possibility. Again, it depends on how much money the Jets spend. DJ Reed's going to get a bag in free agency, man. Yeah. He's considered one of the top 5 free agents on the board, the top corner on the board by a lot of these analysts out there. DJ Reed's going to get some good money. Not from the Jets. Sounds like that's too expensive, but he's going to get the bag from somebody. MFC, this has got to be bullshit, right? So MFC says it. I laughed too until I got to the bottom where it says the Jets are open to keeping Lazard. If you're willing to take trade calls on someone, you're not willing to keep Lazard. Come on. I saw that from Adam Schefter. That the Jets say, hey, we are taking trade calls and Alan Lazard. We're open to keeping him. As if to say, hey man, we're not just gonna cut him. We're not just gonna cut him. It's not gonna be, it's not the Devonte thing. We're not gonna try to trade him if we can't. We're gonna cut him. That's basically what the Jets are trying to say. The Jets are not keeping Alan Lazard. They're not keeping Lazard. Yeah, that's not happening. Quinn Ewers in the third. That'd be interesting. He played through a oblique tear this past year. He's a talented guy. Again, maybe this is going to make me sound wishy-washy. I don't know. But, man, I'm really compelled by a lot of – you could sell me because, like, if you can't trade up for Cam Ward or Shadur Sanders, right, like that's off the board, then we just have a pool of other guys. Jackson Darts, Kyle McCords, Quinn Ewers, Tyler Shaw, like all these guys. There's all of them. And you can sell me on a lot of them. Hey, man, let's go for Kyle McCord. This. Hey, what about Quinn Ewers? This. Oh, Jackson Dart. This. You can sell me on a lot of different guys from this class. It's kind of a pick your ice cream flavor. They all bring a little bit different things to the table of either mobility or accuracy or this or that. So, yeah, Quinn Ewers would be interesting. Yeah, seems like a talented kid. Jay Lepsetter said, how did the Hassan Reddick trade age? Not well, Jay. Not well. That was a third-round pick in 2026, so we do not have a third-round pick. We have a third-round pick in this upcoming draft. We don't have one in the following, which is 2026. So, yeah. Yeah, you can sell me on Quinn Ewers. MFC says, I'm glad I got to see Devonte play for the Jets, future Hall of Famer. The 200-yard game was exciting. Yeah, so, it's a third-round pick. Hey, you want to know what another third-round pick, folks? Ja'Kai Polite. Ja'Kai Polite was a third-round pick for the Jets. Now, I'm not saying every third-round pick is going to be Ja'Kai Polite, but if you're like, 11 games of Devonte Adams or maybe Ja'Kai Polite, okay, give us some excitement for the season. There were some exciting moments of Devonte. I remember jumping out off my couch for some exciting moments. Those were fun. And yeah, like I said, to have, it's kind of like the Jets are Thanos collecting Hall of Famer Infinity Stones. Devonte goes to Hall of Fame. That's another Jet Hall of Famer. That counts in the record books. So there you go. Sort of cool. Yeah, I think there's a few teams where people that say, ooh, could we get a trade-up scenario? And again, I mentioned, I think it was on the show yesterday, I think there are 3 teams potentially that could trade up with the Jets. You have the Cowboys at 12. That could make sense for Ashton Genty. You got the Colts at like 14. They could be moving up for Tyler Warren, as Marquez of Queensbury says. There's a couple of those possible. No guarantee. It's you need 2 to tango for all these trade backs. But I think there are a couple of teams that are within the last couple of picks where you could pick up a third, a second-round pick, maybe, depending on how far you drop back. Like Indy going 14-7. That could be very nice. It could be a good possibility. Ricky New York Live says, holy F, I must be in Tampa. My Uber driver was drinking a 40 behind the wheel on the way to work from work at 7 a.m. too. Ooh, no, thank you. Okay, please drive safe, everybody out there. That is some reckless action going on there. But thanks for sharing that. That's right, Johnny boy. The New York Packers experience is over. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Aggressive like a Paul Kung Fu chop. Could be. You always got to be prepared for those coming out of the woodwork. There's no question about it. There you go. Could come out of nowhere. You always have to be prepared for that, June. Sure. Get some of that action in. Yeah, no one was taking on that Devonte contract, so I'm not upset that we didn't give up anything. Okay, Austrian Jet fans on it. Slayton, dog. Yeah, we could get a little Darius Slayton, and he wouldn't have to move, so I'm like his realtor. There you go. Doesn't have to move the house. Nice. Yeah, I'd like to see, the Jets had a tight end that would add to the mix, the diversity on offense. Reese says we better eat up in free agency. Now, Brian Costello doesn't think told me that he doesn't think they're going to be ultra aggressive on the first wave of free agents, but rather the second wave. So we'll see what happens. Jaro, why would we have traded Reed? We needed that 5th win. That's it. Yeah. Ricky New York Live. Paul, both guys had 101 catches. Garrett had 90 less yards, but 1 more touchdown. So my question is, does your Pops think CeeDee Lamb is not a top 10 receiver? I would imagine he does. He probably thinks he's a top 5 receiver. I would imagine he thinks G-Dub is a top 5 wide receiver, I would imagine. Yeah. That's what I love. I love CeeDee Lamb. One of my favorite players in the league. One of my favorite gosh darn players in the league. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Appreciate you, everyone joining in. Philly likes more Taekwondo clips. Okay. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, there you go, baby. Some 360 back kicks, 360 roundhouse kicks. Very nice. Some good moves in there. I'll have to get back into Taekwondo soon. I'm going to be bringing my daughter eventually. That'll be great. Can't wait. Let's see. E-Man Worry. I don't know if I like him at 7 overall, but I do like E-Man Worry. That'd be great. Sean O'Connell says Elijah Moore's a free agent. Mike Williams a free agent. A lot of former Jet wide receivers are free agents. Otomo here on Twitter says, do you have any idea if Cam Ward is going to meet with the Jets? He already has. That was on the list that the Jets met with him at the Combine. He was one of their 45 formal interviews. In terms of, so there's a lot of different visits throughout the process. There's the Combine, and each team is allowed 45 formal interviews, and then infinite informal, where you run into them in a hallway and you just chop it up with them, or a coffee shop or whatever happens. There's obviously the pro days where it's their combine for their school, and you can meet up with them, do private stuff. I've covered. I'll have to hang them up here. That'd be cool so you guys can see them. I've been to a bunch of Syracuse football pro days over the years. A lot of them were pre-COVID. I went to 5, 6, 7 or something, and one of the players I'm most proud of at one of the pro days I went to was Zaire Franklin. He ended up being the 235th overall pick in the 7th round. The Jets actually traded that pick to the Colts. That's the only reason I know the pick. And Zaire Franklin's become a Pro Bowler and everything else. So I'm so happy for a 7th round pick to turn into a Pro Bowler and one of the top tackle leaders in football over the last couple of years. I'm super proud of Ziggy, a.k.a. Zaire Franklin. And during those, so as the media, there's certain rooms you're not allowed in during a pro day at the school's university. But I saw the Jet scout took Zaire Franklin in a back room to put him on the grease board and walk him through all kinds of stuff and everything else, because you could see the room they were going into. There's this big touchscreen thing on the board. I imagine that was, I don't know if it was touchscreen, but it was for tape study. And anywho, long story short, yeah, you can do all kinds of stuff at the pro day where you're meeting with them behind the scenes, you're talking to them. Obviously, us as media, we're walking around as the workouts are going around and stuff like that. We could see when scouts are pulling over and talking to prospects. We get to talk to them as well. So there's those meetings. And then, of course, on top of all of that, you have the top 30 visits. And NFL teams are allowed to bring in people for a 30 visit. That means you bring them to your facility. You have looser rules for people that are local to you. The local people to you, for the Jets, I'm going to butcher these because I don't live as close to New Jersey as other Jet fans, but like Rutgers or whatever schools are around the Jets, they have looser rules for top 30 that allows additional local pro days and stuff, so you can see more of those players. But you have top 30 visits for all these other guys, let's say they want to talk to the Texas wide receiver. One of their top 30 visits could be used on the guy, and then those leak out sometimes. So it's unclear. I have not seen so far whether Cam Ward is coming for a top 30 visit to the Jets. I have not seen that, Otomo. But they have already met with him at the Combine. That's true. That was one of their formal 45 interviews. So we'll see. Philly Noodles, Cup of Philly Noodles says we're going to miss out on Mason Graham, everyone's darling. That's certainly, I could totally see Mason Graham already being off the board before we pick. You never know. Did Muji know he had to trade a conditional third-round pick for Devonte? Yeah, it was conditional third-round pick. It was absolutely a conditional third-round pick, and it had a chance to evolve and elevate to a second-round pick if Devonte was an all-pro, either first or second team, or the Jets made the AFC Championship game or Super Bowl. And safe to say, neither of those things happened. So, unfortunately. So, bummer. Bummer. Yeah, real bummer. We need a suitor to trade down. We'll see. We've been talking about this a lot, but I just want to say this again. I would be all over Shadur Sanders, man. I would be all over Shadur Sanders. I just think he has the right moxie, man. His father is a Pro Football Hall of Famer. And so, and I get he's not his father. You're not drafting Deion Sanders, and I get that. But Shadur has been getting NFL intel since he was a baby. And as he's gotten into college football, he's had the best possible coach, his father, to coach him along the way through the football stuff, the off the field stuff. Shadur's just got thick skin, man, and damn is he confident. And I love confidence because you need that at the quarterback position. I don't want the trash bag commercials? Wimpy, hefty. I want hefty. I want confidence. I want him. He believes in himself. He has swag, and I get a lot of people. He rubs the wrong way. He has all the ice around his neck at the combine as he's not participating, and people go, look at this guy, backwards hat. They're like, look at this guy. Look at this. Look at this energy he's bringing in. And I say, hey, I like the chutzpah. I like the cut of his jib. If the Jets have a chance to get Shadur, I am all about it. I'm all about it. A really accurate passer, went through a lot of adversity from Jackson State, Colorado, powered through with shitty offensive lines and completed balls from A to B. He just has it, man. And some people, it's an intangible. You either have it or you don't, of wanting it and that it factor. And you could know, all the mental stuff is right with Shadur when Deion Sanders is his father. All the mental's right. And then go to the field and look at it. He was the most accurate passer in college football last year, man. I know a lot of people hate on Shadur. I like Shadur, man. If he's on the board at 7, I'm getting that pick in. That's going to rub a lot of people the wrong way, but hey, man. I try to lay it to you guys straight. I don't just say things for this, that, or the other. I try to tell you what's on my mind. And I'd love Shadur. Number one Austrian Jet fan gifting a membership, baby. Add another raffle ticket to his total. He has 7 raffle tickets so far this month. Let's go over to the YouTube sphere and see who this membership went to. But a big salute to our number one Austrian Jets fan, baby. You love to see it. JD Surf City, you were just gifted a membership from our number one Austrian Jet fan. We'll also open up the phone lines in a little bit. I know I'm a little slow to the whistle there, but just want to go through some of your guys' comments. Yeah, I love Shadur a lot. I'm seeing we get some Shadur love in here. Some Shadur hate and love at the same time. I love it. Let's go Travis Preheem here on the show, baby. A YouTube super chat. He's been a member for 6 months. Thanks, Travis. And every time we get one of these, we hear from my beautiful daughter, Zariah Luna.
Wow.
Travis, I'm so glad that you asked this question. He asked, what do you think of Jason Taylor's kid? Yes, we've got some more legacy players beyond Shadur Sanders. And that is none other than Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor. That is the son of Jason Taylor. He's an LSU tight end. And I'm going to be honest, man, Mason Taylor raised some eyebrows at the combine, man. I loved how he was looking. I loved how he was catching the ball. Mason Taylor looked pretty gosh darn good. Let me give you some of the details from his NFL combine profile. I loved a lot of what I saw of Mason Taylor, man. 6'5", 251 pounds. The analytics look right. The production score looks right. I mean, here's the bio from Lance Zierlein, NFL draft analyst. Quote, an ascending tight end with plus catch talent and Hall of Fame bloodlines. With just 3 seasons under Taylor's belt, more growth is expected both in his game and his frame. A smooth athlete with adequate acceleration and the tools to become a more effective route runner in time. He fuels defenders around him and catches with sudden hands and elevated focus when needed. He can handle blocking duties on the move or in space, but inline action will be a challenge for him. His game needs polish, but Taylor has the ability to become a higher volume target for a team looking to upgrade at the F tight end spot. Give me some Mason Taylor action, baby. This tight end group is deep, and I want some Mason Taylor. He looked freaking awesome at the combine, Travis. I'm glad you asked, because we didn't really have time to do like a combine winner loser thing because we had the mock draft on Monday. But Mason Taylor, man, that kid is looking right. He is looking right. So thank you, Travis, for that question. I mean, that was awesome. It was so great to see Mason there, man. He's looking like a good kid. I like Mason Taylor a lot. Absolutely love him a lot. Let's do this, baby. Let's open up the gosh darn phone lines. We've got nearly 500 people in the room. We love it. Let's go. I'm going to open up the phone lines next. We'll play a quick hep song. If you'd like to call into the show, now is the time to do so, people. You have to be on YouTube. We stream live on 3 different portals. That is Twitter, Facebook, Heavy on Jets, my employer, and here as well on YouTube.com. So if you'd like to call into the show, now is the time to do so. We'll play a quick hep song, and we've got your phone calls. We'll take those next. Let's go.
Boy Green, daily, daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green, daily, daily. New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Oh, that I got again, Gator. Thank you for the intro. Thank you for the hep new call-in song. That fires me up. I am like, when I'm going to bed, this is probably weird, but when I'm going to bed, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to be on Boy Green Daily tomorrow. The intro, I'm fired up, baby. I'm juiced up. Let's go. Damn straight, hep. Let's go to the phone lines. That is youtube.com/boygreen25, baby. Now it's time to call into the show. And real quick, before we hop on over, 2 things here. Hep says, hit the like button. It's free. People overrate and overlook this all the time. Like the video, hit subscribe. Those are the 2 free ways to contribute, and it helps the show grow. That means the world to me. So thank you, Hep, and everybody that does that every day. It really makes a difference. So all the Boy Green Coffee Clubbers and and everybody else too. Thank you. T-Town Jet, real quick. Hey, BG, did you hear anything about Dylan Gabriel at the Combine? I'm going to be honest, T-Town Jet. I heard it. Zip and pip about Dylan Gabriel. I heard that he's doing some documentary special with another player. It's like a different receiver. I think it's Luther Burden III. They're like doing a mini pre-draft documentary together that's kind of covering their track to the league. But nothing. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but I heard nothing. I've been reading winners, losers, everything. Dylan Gabriel has been meh. And I'll tell you, in the radio business, I tell this to students all the time. When I talk to the colleges, it's always great to speak to the kids at SUNY Oswego, where I went to school. And I said, you want to be loved or hated. You don't want to just be meh. If you're meh, no one remembers you. You want to be a polar opposite. You want people to hate watch you or love watch you. And I have a lot of people that hate watch me. And you know what? For those out there, let's pour one out, a drink. Pour one out. Hate watch. Hate watch. Thanks for supporting, mother. I'm not going to say whatever, but you get me. Anywho, let's go to the phone lines. June the GM, baby. June.
What's going on, Paul? Hey, listen, quick question. Where does CeeDee Lamb play at in college?
That was the Sooners.
Woo! Boomer Sooner, horns down. I don't want yours. I can't root for a Longhorn. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I can't.
Okay, fair enough.
Well,
I appreciate that.
One thing, I'm totally with you on the Shadur Sanders thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
And I see this a lot from different people. Nobody here is a professional draft analyst. Nobody here is Mel Kiper. Last I checked. Plus, we don't got his pretty hair.
We don't.
I think it's paid.
That's why I had it in a hat. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, have your own takes, though, right? I can't stand when I hear somebody reiterating something that they heard from ESPN or Fox Sports. Have your own takes. You don't like Sanders, cool, but don't write in the sentence the same thing I just heard said on ESPN. I can't stand stuff like that. If you like a player, you like him. I have my own conviction about Sanders. Like Paul, this is what I believe.
Yeah.
I believe that it's not easy being the son of a Hall of Famer. It's just
Okay.
not. Ask Michael Jordan's sons. It's not easy, bro. Okay, like I like the kid. If he's there at 7 and we don't grab him, I'll be upset. I'll be disappointed. I just would. Like, how do you we have a need at quarterback, guys? Justin Fields, listen, good dude, good quarterback. But how good is he if he was 4-2 and they still benched his ass?
Yeah.
Think about that. Everybody says Mike Tomlin is one of the best coaches in the NFL. Top 3. I don't know. Last I checked, I think it's a kid from the Rams, Tomlin, and probably Andy Reid. Tomlin's definitely top 5 in anybody's book. You agree, Paul?
Yeah, I love Mike Tomlin.
Okay, so you're gonna tell me he has him at 4-2, and then says, "Oh, Russ is healthy now." Okay, yeah, you got to sit down. Let's stop.
And also the Bears tape. The Bears tape. While there's some exciting running, there was a lot of questionable passing. I mean,
That's what I said. We need somebody who can sling the rock. I'm gonna tell you who's climbing up the draft charts, and I did some research on him.
Okay.
I'm not Ricky New York. You want the deep intel? Go to Ricky because he's on his shit. Okay, Ricky's about.
Sure.
But that kid, I think it's pronounced Shuck now. Tyler Shuck from Louisville.
Shuck. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
I think so. I hear it so many different ways. But anyway,
Yeah.
they did an extensive research on his medical history because we know he has a medical,
Yeah,
and he said that
troubles.
all
Yeah.
those injuries are not long lingering injuries. It wasn't like a blown knee or blown back
Oh,
or
Knicks.
fracture. Yeah, nothing crazy. They said that these ain't the type of injuries that really linger, that he's totally healed from them. They say he played, and I think it was 5 different offensive systems.
What
Okay,
the hell?
they
Jesus.
said that he like basically he had to go through it to get to where he's at. That when they speak to him, he's mature, he's a married man,
all right.
family man, about his business, eats, sleeps, and shit football. He has the genetics, 6'5", 230, 240.
Yeah, massive dude. Yeah.
If we don't get a top-notch prospect like the ones we all like, I say top-notch. You can throw Dart in there. You can drop.
Yeah.
You can throw in probably McCord is right behind Dart to me.
Yeah.
But if you want to just relax and maybe 3rd round grab Tyler, that could be something special, because let's not forget that Tanner comes from a place that took a player that was given up on.
Mm-hmm.
They gave up on that dude. Okay, they gave up on golf and made him look pretty damn good. What can you do with a kid who's already 25, mature? You can play old into the league. I don't mind him a 3rd round. In fact, I don't mind him if we trade back into the 2nd late. I like the kid just as much as I like him. Matter of fact, let me say this. I'm gonna stand on mine.
Oh, yeah.
I like Tyler more than I like Dart. That's just me.
Wow.
That's just
So
me.
let me ask you this quick follow-up.
Yes.
You already mentioned the age, and for those who don't know, Tyler Shuck is 25. He turns 26 in September of his very rookie season in the National Football League. Does that concern you at all?
No, because think about this. Let's say you're a young prospect, 23, that comes out, right?
All
and
right.
you got to sit on the bench 2-3 years. Ain't it the same shit? You
I
sitting
mean,
there
I
watching
guess.
the next man play, holding his jock strap, tying his shoelaces for him, and then you finally get a crack. Listen, I heard. This is what I heard from different analysts. Todd McShay said it. I believe it was I forgot the brother's name. He's on CBS. Real insightful. But I heard more than one person say he's probably the most, aside from Shadur Sanders, the most ready plug-and-play player because of his maturity. And we all know that at 25, 26, Bo Nix showed us, hey, that don't matter. You can play until 35, 40 years old now in the league. Things are different.
Yeah.
Because think about that, and this is going to happen. If we go into the season, let's say Tyrod Taylor's our starter.
Yeah.
Please, guys, we all know he's not going to last past 6 games. Something's going to happen, a hip fracture, a toe ligament rip, something crazy. And then who's going to have to come in? Whoever we drafted. Give me a dude who's been in a cockpit plenty of times, right? Who can say, hey, listen, let's see what we got in this kid. Because it don't hurt us. A big reach, grabbing a quarterback in the 1st round, that can hurt us, right? That can set us back. But a late 2nd or 3rd rounder, take a flyer, why not? If he don't work out, we still got next year's draft that everybody's crying about, saying it's the best quarterback class since the freaking days of when all these dudes came out. Who was Jaden Daniels since last year?
Sure. Yeah, right, yeah.
So Let's take a fly. It don't hurt. It don't hurt us grabbing the kid Tyler. It don't hurt us grabbing McCord. Give me one of those dudes in the third round. Give me that. Let's get best play available in the first round. Okay, if we can't get Sanders Award.
Yeah.
If we can't get them two, give me best play available. Give me Johnson, the corner for Michigan.
Yeah.
Rams there. Put him plug and play next to Quinnen.
Sure.
Perfect. You know, if Warren's there and we believe in him, you see what a tight end can do. A tight end can change the complexity of the game. Okay. Yeah. Give me Warren then. If we feel sold out on him, I like him that much, you know. But no quarterback in the first round if we can't get the top two. Slide back. Third round, that's the sweet spot. Let's grab Tyler. Let's grab McCord and see if we strike lightning in the bottom, man. You never know.
Hey, fingers crossed. Love the call, Jude. I love this Tyler Shuck kid. He's very interesting. He's big. He's older. He's got this injury history. But again, to June's point, not these like blown out Achilles. It's just there's always something going on there, which is sort of interesting. Fascinating. Yeah, again, I've said it a lot, but I'll keep beating you guys to death with this for people that watch Boy Green Daily every day. I want to take a quarterback every bleeping year. Let's say we go through June's plan. We take a quarterback in the third round. And then, whatever, we only see him for Tyrod plays like half the season. This Tyler Shuck kid plays half the season. You go, there was something there. I don't know if he's a franchise quarterback. There was something. Then you take your quarterback next year. Then all of a sudden, hopefully Tyler Shuck's your long-term backup quarterback. Okay, nothing wrong with that. So I take quarterbacks every year. Even when you find your quarterback, take more quarterbacks. Fill out the room, injuries, durability, all those things. I'm taking more guys. And June, into the Cougar quarterbacks. He doesn't mind the age. Doesn't mind finding that one out at the bar. I respect it. All right, let's go back to the phone. Let's got Ricky in New York here on the show. What's up, Rick? Hey,
how's it going, Paul?
Wow, Ricky, the hair's looking great today.
I guess I just kind of threw a hat on top of it and hey, presto, ready to go. Let me see here. I got to make sure that I have the school right for this kid. And let me see. The thing about the kid from Louisville, it's not just an injury history. Like he's had, I guess, multiple surgeries on his throwing shoulder. So, yeah, that kind of puts me off a little bit. You know what? Me personally, this quarterback class, I'm not even using one of our third rounders. My third and fourth rounder, hey, I like that tight end group. I like the defensive line group. There's other places I'd like to spend that capital. I would wait till the very end of the draft to take a quarterback, if I even used a draft pick. You know, who knows? Maybe there's somebody that slips all the way through and doesn't get drafted. I'm hoping I get the kid's name right. Is his name Donovan Smith, the quarterback? This kid's like 6'5", big kid, decent arm. You know, if I'm going to take a flyer on a guy late, I'd rather go with a guy like that late that's got like the prototypical, you know, quarterback size.
Are you talking about the kid out of Houston?
And yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's 6'5", 235. Yeah.
At any rate, at any rate, no, I would have to say no to Jason Taylor's kid too. I hated Jason Taylor as a Dolphin. He didn't really do that
Jets
much
legend.
when he came here.
A Jets legend.
Gosh. A legend for what? Not being able to figure out the GPS and a Maserati when he got here on
yeah.
I'm sorry. I hated him and Zach Thomas and all those Dolphins so much. Yeah. At any rate, I would much rather wait and take Terrence Ferguson, the tight end kid from
Oregon. Yeah.
Oregon. Dude, like I'm watching him and watching his tape, and I just keep thinking like Dallas Goddard.
Oh, baby, that'd be great.
I mean, he's a decent blocker. He's got really good hands. You know, and hell, I'd take a Dallas Goddard right now. You know,
I sure would too.
For this tight end room. So that's a player that I'm real high on that I actually like that we could get a little bit later. And you know, man, I'm diving in, but I've had to kind of reassess some of the things that I was thinking. And you know, I started looking at different options, like say in the second round. Now I've been looking at Isaiah Bond and
interesting
Trey Harris. You know, people keep going, trying to convince themselves that Jackson Dart is not rubbish. Well, you know what? Trey Harris was out there making him look good. And interestingly enough, Connor and Trevor had a recent video. I think it was within like the last couple of days where they were talking about that too. And, you know, they were like, when are people going to start talking about all the things Trey Harris did to make Jackson Dart look good? And I was like, I'm talking about it. I don't know if other people are, but I hear you guys. You know, I'm saying it. But just those comments that Glenn made about speed and how speed can hurt you in so many different ways, you know, made me start kind of reevaluating. And I really think, you know, I mean, obviously with Devonte gone and Lazard too, you know, it makes it look like, you know, we probably will take a receiver in this draft. And I'm thinking, you know what? I think we'll get our Jamison Williams or, you know, I think they're going to take a burner. I think they're going to take a burner. And that's not to say like, oh, let's go, you know, full Al Davis and take some bum just because he ran a 4.3.
Darius Hayward Bay.
Yes, exactly. No, I mean an actual good player that's got speed. But yeah, so I've kind of started looking at some different prospects, and man, wouldn't that be, yeah, that'd blow my mind if they took like a Marcus Golden at 7 or something.
Oh my God. Well, Tannenbaum. So just Ricky, who knows if this is going to happen? Tannenbaum after the combine said Golden is going to be the first receiver off the board. Everyone's been saying Tet McMillan, but he says after that Golden combine, he thinks maybe that. So that would be, you want a stunner, right, in the draft. That's like a, whoa, holy shit, right? The Lions, Jahmyr Gibbs pick.
You know what? It wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, Tet's a big kid. He's got good hands and stuff, but you know, he doesn't have great speed. He doesn't really separate well. And on the next level in the NFL, like, I just don't think you're going to make your living on contested catches alone in the NFL. Like, you know, that's one thing that I can say about Garrett. Like that dude can separate. He can get open on whoever's trying to cover him. So yeah, I mean, I you know, nothing against Tater Tot McMuffin. I know a lot of people really like him, but you know, I think there's other better options out there. And so, yeah, if I had to, I guess I would probably the trade back guys at this point. However, it takes two to tango. If we're staying put at 7, man, like, you know, what if Mason Graham, you know, Will Johnson, what if the top guys are all gone? Like, you know, Marcus Golden could be an option. It would probably be a little bit high for Eamon Worry, but if you really like the player, I watched or actually I think it was Connor and Trevor's mock that they were doing. Dude, they took Jahad Campbell like 12 to the Cowboys. And I was
really?
like,
I haven't finished it. I've started their 2-round post-combine mock draft, but I have to do it in spurts as I'm driving. That's normally when I get to watch all those shows. So I'm only through the first couple of picks. Jahad Campbell, oh shit. Oh boy. Oh,
yeah,
baby.
and I was like, man, so many mocks I did. He was sitting there for me at 42.
I know.
Then he started going in the mid 30s. Then it was late 20s, and now he's crept his way all the way into the
Holy
teens.
shit.
And I'm like, damn, I love the player. Just absolutely love the player. I don't know if I would spend 7 overall, but man, Kenneth Grant, Jahad, there's some guys that I like. I just don't know. I guess if we had to stick and pick at 7, I'm just gonna say it right now, Tyler Warren.
Let's go.
Is that a little bit rich for a tight end? Maybe, but if he is our version of Sam Laporta or whatever, and we can get that kind of production, who gives a shit if it's a receiver or a tight end, man? Score me some points, get me some yak. I don't care.
100%. 100%.
So yeah. If I had to stick and pick, I'm gonna go for Warren.
I love that pick, Ricky. And I'll just say, Daniel Jeremiah said this to the Jets at the Combine on their NFL Combine live show. I'll make sure I tweet out the clip. He called Tyler Warren basically an extra offensive lineman. He thinks the selection of Tyler Warren would dramatically help the Jets' run game on top of everything else he brings to the table. And that sounds pretty good to me for a Jets team that very, very much struggled to run the football last year. So if I had to stick and pick, it's probably Warren if all those top guys are gone. And hey, what happened at 15 reportedly from the Jets is some of the guys they wanted were off the board. So they went, hey, we're not going to F around. We're just going to take Will McDonald. And people gave him some shit for it. And then we all know what happened. So we'll see. Yeah, make sure we all vote for Johnny Boy. Johnny Boy says here in the comment section. So salute to you, Johnny Boy. Well, great show, everybody. Thanks for everyone who tuned in. Over 500 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. Appreciate you. Enjoy some Survivor tonight for our Survivor fans in the audience, baby. I love it. And we'll be back on tomorrow morning for Boy Green Daily. Also, Boy Green meets Woody tomorrow as well. And we'll continue to give you guys the latest news and notes on all things New York Jets. God bless everybody, and we'll see you next time. Take care.